morning viewers, Scott from SE Landscaping, and another dry day which is a bonus up north. And today I am out with the Ferris 48-inch mulching mower, and the plan is today, like I explained on previous videos, it's still a bit damp, but the good news is football's allowed to commence from next Monday. We're now Thursday, so what the plan is today is we've got some sports pitches which I'll show you this morning, and they're very wet, but as well as holding the water, they've actually grown over the winter. So last year I did them with the right standard, the 36, because they don't tend to dry up till mid-April when we can get tractor and gangs on, which, like I said, they're desperate for a cut. You'll see it's half and half of it's short, and then when you get to the bottom half of the field, which is a bit more sheltered, it grows like mad. There's quite a lot of growth, so it's just a matter of just trying to get it a little bit tidy today with a cut, just so that we can get it marked up next week, Monday morning, ready for the kids to start training on Monday afternoon or Monday night, or whenever they decide. I'm assuming as soon as the day comes when they can play, that people will be eager to get back on sports pitches. So I'm going to do that, and after that we've got a few other little areas that we're just going to drop onto today, so I will get some footage. What I will say with the grass cutting is all of these machines that I've currently got at the moment, because we work on a commercial basis, none of them have had new blades put on, and the reason for that is the commercial areas we're cutting first visits, you've got lots of branches and bits of stones and things and debris that's been left over the winter, the stones off the grit, even things like that pile up and accumulate. So what we tend to do is the first cuts each year we'll go around with the old blades on from last year, and basically we will cut everything, and yes, we pick all the big sticks and stuff off, don't get me wrong, but all the small stuff, it just gets mulched up because we don't have time or we don't get paid to go around all these sites. So we leave the old blades on for the first visit, we cut everything. Because the grass is still pretty short, it's still doing a good cut. It's not as if you're trying to cut 4 inches with a blunt blade. And then once we finish the first cuts, all the machines will get stripped down and all the new blades will go on, and then going forward you'll be providing a perfect, you'll be delivering, sorry, a perfect cut. So that's what I do. Like I say, with the private work, yes, you want new blades on at the start of the season when you're on private lawns and things, but the commercial work, if you do it, your blades are going to be shot to bits in a matter of no time. So there's a bit of a tip that what we do, and it does work. Just use last year's blades for the first cut. So stay tuned guys, we shall get you some footage once we get to the sports field and possibly a couple of other areas later, and hopefully it'll stay dry and bright. So here we are. If I just show you where my foot is, you just look at that. The tractor on here would kill it. So we've got the Z1, the 48-inch, which you've seen previous, and this is the area that we're going to do. We've just been putting our marks on there so we know where we're going to mark up next week. And you can see there's quite a bit of growth on it. I mean, I'm only cutting the actual pitches, we're not doing the outfields, but you can see it's certainly grown over the winter. So we shall get you a bit of footage. That bottom end is actually a lot worse than the top. If you look, the top isn't too bad, lots more grass on there, and that's what I meant by the difference. So stay tuned. there you go guys, a 48-inch mulching mower can cut a sports pitch in 35 minutes. That's travelling at a reasonable pace. Now I could just show you all the nice stuff there, but I will show you what it does on a bit of longer grass. You can see there the mulching mower leaves bits of grass behind, as you can see here. And I'll explain about the grass it leaves behind in a minute. So you saw the finish there. I've cut that on just over an inch, and the bottom end, like I said, was longer, and there is grass left on the surface. The majority of it looked good, and what I could have done was what a lot of people do and just show you the nice bit and just say, oh, this machine is amazing, it does a lovely cut, leaves nothing behind, and everybody will go out and buy one. But with the mulching mowers, when you're cutting longish grass that's getting the first cut of the year or whatever, or grass that grows quite long through the summer, you're never going to get a perfect finish. And what I mean by that is, people think, oh, I'll buy a mulching mower, I don't have to box grass off, and it'll just chew all this grass up and turn it into just magically make it all disappear. It doesn't work like that. You could cut an area of grass 50 million times and you would still get the same grass that you're cutting over and over again there in tufts. And that's what mulching mowers do. In ideal conditions, when it's lovely and dry through the summer, yes, a mulching mower will leave a top job, it will leave a lovely finish, and everybody's happy. But in normal conditions, like England, then your mulching mower will leave grass behind like we did there, and it basically chucks it into the pan, it cuts it up lots of times, and it leaves sort of lumps and tufts. So don't think that your mulching mower is the answer to all your prayers. Yes, they're really good machines, and they get rid of most of the grass, but they do leave grass as well. So I hope the video has helped give people a rough idea of how long it takes to cut a sports field with a 48-inch mower. Usually, like I say, once the good weather comes, we will be on to cylinder mowing with these areas, and sort of cut really short and a tidy job. We go in sort of every about 12 days and cut them, so they look really good through the summer. But this time of year, you saw at the start, there was no other option really apart from this or a walk behind, and I didn't really want to spend hours and hours with a walk behind on that area. So it's done a good enough job. It's left a couple of marks, but nothing major, and by the time I come to mark it up next week, it'll be all nice and settled. So any questions on the mowers, same as usual, just drop me a line. If anybody's thinking of buying one, I think I've given a brief description there of how good they can be, but how bad they can be as well. There are downsides to mulching mowers. So thanks for watching guys, and we will see you on the next one.